peeps and welcome to Peeping At, and today we will be playing Megaquarium, a little game made by Twice Circled. They also made a game called Big Farmer, a game that I enjoy very much. I've always wanted an aquarium game, so let's have a look at what we have here. Let's start a new game. I've been working through the campaign mode, but I thought that we might play some sandbox. And look here, we can do a starting rank at 12, and I thought this way we'd be able to look at all the lovely bits and bobs that the game has available. But look at the sandbox mode. We've got all these presets that we can have. Look at this animal availability. Let's have everything unlocked, just so that we can have a look at everything that's here. Equipment available, everything unlocked. And look, side objects, trades and merchants, unlimited money. Yeah, let's stick that on for our little Peeping At episode. We have a seed here as well. We'll leave it on normal difficulty. But yeah, let's check out Megaquarium. Here it is. So we have a little sort of lost in the void space aquarium here. I like the way that the walls drop down, and we can zoom right in, and actually walk around your aquarium when you've got it built, and then we can zoom out as well. And we've got all these buttons to do all these things with. So I think the first thing that we should do is just make it a little bit bigger, so we can use this here. We can expand the floor space. So I think we will just should we pop, look, some out here, some out here. Just give ourselves a bit more room to work with. There we go. But yes, you can always remove them as well, and we can build additional walls and things. But shall we look at ooh, that's actual fish. We want fish tanks, this first one here. So I mean, there's so many tanks. When you start the game, you don't have all these tanks, but as we are what we're doing, we can see all the tanks that you can unlock throughout the game. And there's some really big tanks. I mean, look at this. Look at that. That's a huge tank. Let's start with a nice little tank. Where should we put these tanks? Should we put a tank along here? There we go. And then what we can do is we could build a wall along here, and let's see, we've got staff door, so now only staff can get to this area back here, which is fantastic. Now, talking of staff, should we get some? Let's have a look. So we've got 15 staff available to us with a variety of different talents and skills available. So I'm interested in finding somebody that can feed fish. I believe that they can feed them faster, and certain fish are quite tricky to feed in this sort of business. So that'll work quite well for us. So there we are. We've employed... Who was that? Don't know. Who was that? Should we click to open? Who's this here? Rachel. We have Rachel. Lovely. So we would like some fish to put in this. It's a rather small tank. It's a pretty small tank. So look, we can put 20 fish in it, and there are so many fish to choose from. And you can see here that their requirements can get quite complicated. So, you know, the bigger and more impressive the fish, the more extreme their requirements are. So let's start with something fairly simple. So we can see here that these fish are all heated. They all need heated water. So this tank isn't heated in any way. So we should probably do that. So in here we can get a whole variety of things. We've got lots of different filters, and the larger these are, the bigger the volume of water that they can deal with. We've got combi ones, so we've got filters and heaters all mixed up, and nitrate ones and skimmers all mixed up. We also just have heaters. We also have chillers, because we also, you know, have some fish like cold water, and then pumps, which are required so that you can connect all this to the tanks. All the lights. Yeah, look, even calcium and auto feeders. Isn't it amazing? All this stuff. So, well, we know that we need to heat this tank. So, shall we heat this? Look at this. So they all require maintenance. And can we see here? Skill required. Fixing this will be time consuming for staff without skill. So that's it's always worth noting this. High skill required. So we're just going to go with this here. A mid-range heater. And what you can do is pop it right next to it. And it'll work just fine. But as you get to larger and bigger aquariums, that does become an issue. So you need to start, and especially with something like this, we're not going to want to build up loads of bits and bobs around this tank. We want customers to be able to walk around it. And this is where these pumps come in handy. So the larger the pump, the further the distance that they can connect with. So if we have, actually, can we zoom out? Because we can see that. Look, it shows the space, can you see, of what tanks it will reach. So if we popped this here and we connect it to that tank, and then we can also add a second tank. So we're going to add that tank. And then what we can do is pick up this. I want to pick up the heater. There we go. We can add the heater to this, and it's now heating both those tanks. Although this heater is probably going to be less efficient because it's now trying to heat a much greater volume of water. But you get the idea, right? We're just going to pop one in there. The game's paused, and it helps us find all the problems. I find that this is the easiest way to find that this fish is unhappy. And we can see, look, we've got the water, this temperature is too low, so there's a warning there, he's going to die. So we suspected that this heater wasn't going to be enough, and we don't have somebody with skill to look after this, so we know it's going to be time consuming to look after that. But there we are. We don't really have a lot of choice. Look, and that wasn't enough either. It's not enough. So let's try an even bigger one, shall we? This tank is not sufficiently heated. Is this not linked anymore? It's not linked anymore. So maybe it was big enough. Right, and then here, the water is low quality. So we do need a filter. So we're going to try one of these filters here. There we go. And now he needs food. And food... No. Food. Here we go. Orange pellets. So let's put it near that tank. And now when we unpause it, she can come and feed this fish. And we've got somebody here, looking around. And they enjoy the fish. So there it is in a very basic way. Shall we do something much more complicated? So you've seen the absolute basics. Shall we do something mental? Shall we go nuts? Let's build a really big complicated tank. Let's build this really big corner tank. Okay. Really big, like this. Okay, and we can see here, she can just feed that fish over here. But this one, we've got this. It needs a platform because they can't feed the fish in one that's like this. It's too big. So we're going to put another door in. And we're going to take these peeps out. There we go. So we then have to get into platforms so that the peeps can reach what goes inside the tank. Now let's find something. Seahorses. Look, cold seahorses, but only likes to have deep tanks. Should we try some seahorses? We're going to pause this. And he doesn't like to be alone. So this one. So we've now satisfied this one here we can see, but look at all this other stuff. So let's build another pump, and then after this we'll just let the game run while I show you some other bits and bobs. So what am I looking for? A pump. Here we go. Pump. And no, I didn't. I got rid of it again. I got rid of it. We want to connect it to this tank. And they need a filter. Will this be enough? It's quite a big tank. Looks like it might be. They like it to be cold. They're cold water. So put chiller on. That's not enough, although it is very close. So what we could do is that. There we go. And then they like 2 types of food. Shall we find their food? So they like these shrimp and supplements. There we go. Supplements. And then we're just left with these green plants. So we've got a whole variety of things, plants and caves that we can put in. And it tells us putting this in is the equivalent of 18 plants, and they like to have 10. So there we go. In it goes. So let's unpause that. I don't know how well she'll cope with this, to be honest. Now, we should probably hire somebody with the ability to fix. We've got gift shop. There we go. Let's hire somebody specifically targeted in fixing. There we go. So we've got some fish for customers to look at. Now, you can decorate your aquarium as well. Look at all this. We get all these floors and stuff. Look, we've got jungle paint and pirate cove. We can do sandy beaches. Look at this. We could do a sandy beach. It's sandy. Sandy, or let's say we've got pirate cove that we could do like this. All these types of floors, and it also affects walls. There you go. And even in the fish tank. Look at that. It's pretty cool. Let's see here as well. What else have we got? Oh yeah. Should we? It's got bamboo at the back. It's got bamboo. And then you might have seen, I spied, look, items you can decorate your whole tank with. I mean, you can put these in larger tanks, but you can also just put them out in the look, see? So we could put this in there, but we can also put it out just as a decorative out in the aquarium. Again, something I just think's really cool. I really enjoy that freedom, you know. So you can have themed areas. You could do whole different areas with tanks and themes. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? I think it's pretty amazing. Should we put look, we can put hidey holes. So they don't require it, but you can put that in and it's okay. So it means that, you know, if there's a fish that can go with these seahorses and be okay, and look, we can look at our seahorses, then they wouldn't eat the seahorse or anything like that, but they like to have a cave. You can see that they would be compatible in that respect. Yeah. Now, we saw earlier on that we could do gift shop stuff. Indeed we can. So shall we build a gift shop? I think we should. And what we might do is make it like a little area like this. That might be nice. Gift shop stuff. Let's see here. Oh yeah, look. So we've got padded benches, because they do get tired, the peeps, as they walk around. They do get tired. So you can give them some bennies to sit on. And look, there's even this massage chair. You can direct, if you wanted to have thin paths and push people around your aquarium in a specific direction, that arrow is how you would do it. There's so many, look, we've got all these drinks machines and food vending machines, which is great. So we can give them, look, would you like fizzy drinks? Or would you like coffee? Or look, a juice machine. You could have popcorns. Would you like the popcorns? What about, oh look, ice cream, self-serve ice cream. But at the same time, this does start to create rubbish. So there are also, of course, the customary bins. Look at that. Oh yeah. But again, you can also hire people to clean. So let's see here. Clean and fixing. Do we have, oh my goodness, they have lots of stuff. Feeding and cleaning. Should we hire them? So, and the longer your staff work in these in your aquarium, the more you can train them up, which is really nice. And then what else do we have here? Yes, so we've seen that some peeps would like the toilet. You start with a basic toilet, but you can get to a deluxe toilet eventually, which is great. And do you know what I might do? We might put some toilets in here. We're also probably going to need some sort of stock room as well. So they're immediately going to walk where I don't want them to go. So what we might do is just stick a couple of toilets in there like that. And actually we'll get rid of that. Now, toilets need to be cleaned, as you can imagine. So, I'll get to the gift shop in a minute. They can be cleaned. Here's all the gift shop stuff. And there's a podium. So it's probably going to be this one, is it? Yeah. Look, got a broom stand. So this is for staff to sweep up any rubbish that's discovered. And then we have a sink sponge thing so that they can clean toilets and whatnot. Then we also need, look, so they can't repair these machines because they didn't have tool cupboards. So we're going to pop in a couple of tool cupboards. There we go. And we'll get to the headset thing in a moment. Let's put one in. We'll get to it in a moment. So there we go. Okie dokie, okie dokie. And I think what we might do as well is put in a door here. There we go. Now I don't think we employed anybody, did we, to work in a gift shop? Should we find, look, they can work in the gift shop. So, let's see here. Where was it? Not this one, it was this one. So look, we can sell books. And we can sell these shark hats. And then they do buy these things. This isn't going to fit. I've built a very small. Let's remove this. Built a very small one. But look, see, look, they're coming to buy everything. Look, shirts. And what have we got out here? Balloon shelf. Put that just outside. Look, they're selling balloons, and then we've got these little toy fish. Look at that. But as you can see, as things sell, they need to be replaced. So you need to have stock. And if customers can reach these stock things, they might steal from them, which is why it is worth having a little stock room and doing it this way. You know, because apparently they will steal from it. Now, something else that you can do is assign areas for your staff, so we can manage our staff. So we've got Benny here, and And we want him to work entirely in the gift shop, right? I want him to look after all the gift shop stuff. So what we would like to do is create a zone. So we're going to create a new zone. And this has gift shop items in it. This is the gift shop. And then this is his stock room. And then he will then work in this space. This has actually been changed since I've last played the game. Can we assign him to it? No. This has actually changed that. Let's call it gift shop, shall we? Gift shop. How do I assign? Click to zoom in staff. Right, but how do I assign? It's interesting. Click to assign. There we go. We did it. Oh. But now it's gone again. I have to say, I've always had trouble with the UI of this game. There's no doubt that it's always been a struggle. And there's been some updates. This is now done differently to how it used to be done. And it is tricky working it out, I feel. So look, we've now got zone 2. I don't know what happened to the last one. Shall we name it gift shop again? Now how do we... Oh, exit zoning tool. Yeah. It is odd. It is odd. But there we go. What we'll do is we'll have a look at one of my larger aquariums and you can see just how busy and crazy it gets. Here is one of my larger aquariums. So we've seen the basics and now we can see just how crazy it can get. And you can also see here that I'm still working on certain awards. I have lots of staff all doing different things that have slowly been training in different areas, and there's definitely been an update. This is all new, this at the moment, and yeah, look at how busy it is. And you can see here that I do have different sections dealing with different tanks, because they only have so many hours in a day where they can feed the fish, you know. That is a thing. So we've got here, we can see that they're missing some homes, the fish that are in these aquariums. Look at this. They want more rocks and things as homes. Shall we try and help them out with this? Let's see, what have we put in? That was 4. What about you? Will that be enough? That's enough for them. Should we try it? There we go. Excellent. So they had a need, and it's possibly because they've grown larger that they need more. Here we can see I've been building a gift shop over here with a snack area and toilets as well. A really big fish tank here. Look, with lots of fish. Here, look at all these machines. The fish have got so big, and you can have a look at your tanks and see all the bits and bobs that are going on, and even look at fish specifically. And you can even pick the fish up and put them into different tanks and stuff like that, if you so desire. Do I have... Look, we can see here that this toilet needs cleaning. Who's responsible for this toilet? Get to it, toot sweet. Look at this, look at it all. It's crazy. It gets absolutely crazy. Look, we've got another gift shop up here as well. And toilets with a little cleaning cupboard you can see I've made there. Oh, look at this. New animals unlocked. Excellent. So we can pick a research project. You know, what would we like to research next? I think we'll go for this coral. Look at these. Look, we can zoom. Look, be a part of the aquarium. Oh, this one has lights on because look, we've got coral and that sort of stuff in this tank, and they've got lights shining on them. Let's see, where was that tank? There, can you see? They have lights to keep them bright and clean and lovely. which is important. And then what all this is we have podiums. Can you see this? This is a podium, and this lady is currently standing on this podium giving a talk about the fish inside this area. And then people enjoy that educational sort of choose later. Can we what is it's made me pause the game. Sure. Right, okay. Yeah. Can you see? Oh, well, they're just actually looking. They're just looking, typical. But you can pick what you would like the topic to be about, and it does tend to change depending on where the tank, what's nearby, what tanks are nearby. You can choose your starting time and how many days between talks. And what they do is they go and pick up one of these headsets and then go and give a talk. I'm just wondering if we can find a talk that's happening. When they happen, the whole area lights up because people gather around and want to participate. Look at this. This is saying the filtering on this isn't working too well. And this is the filtration system over here. It's the fish are getting bigger and they need the water to be filtered better and more efficiently. So this isn't working terribly well at the moment. Yeah. So like, all kinds going on. Should we walk around a little bit more? See what it's like. Oh, I'd like to show you. Look there. There we go. Now we can see. They're giving a talk. Wow. But these weird looking things. They are weird. They're very, very weird. What the fish? Toilets. I'd like to go in there and oh, you can. Look at that. You can see what the toilets are like. Amazing. He's been to the gift shop. Look, there's rubbish on the floor. Somebody needs to clean this up. This is an outrage. The balloon. And then I've made an extremely boring corridor here. I suppose this is quite a good way of getting a perspective of what your aquarium is like. That's incredibly tedious, that corridor. Look, another presentation is being given. Amazing. Big old fish in here as well, isn't there? Big old fish. Wow. And then the gift shop. Oh, he's got a chocolate bar. So yeah, this is one of my campaign ones that I've been making, and it's running fairly well now, I would say. On the whole, it is just a matter of maintaining what's there, like trying to improve the filtration of this tank. Shall we have a look at some of the fish in these tanks? Because like these are quite interesting. Look, we've got a starfish over here, so we can see here that I've put a mixture of fish together, and you can see they all require cold water, so they work together quite well in that respect. What's this say? Scavenger does not contribute to the bioload of the tank, so that's really great. The starfish helps keep the tank clean, but it does need other fish. It does need to be in a tank with other fish that are getting food, so it does get dirty. So it does rely on others. So I've picked these other fish here. So this fish may eat fish with size 3 or less, and when fully grown 6 or less. And we can see the size of our starfish is 14. This fish is size 6. So there is a very possible chance that this fish might eat this fish, and one day I could a new day could start, and it would tell me that this fish has eaten this one, and I'll lose reputation and stuff like that. So you have to really watch for this sort of stuff. You know, what's that say? Growth time increases 1 each day. Yeah, so it could be that when I put them in together, their sizes were fine, but as they've grown, he's got to a point where he's now thinking, right, he's looking a bit tasty. He's looking a bit tasty. Nom nom. Might eat him. Yeah, I mean, it's a very real thing, right? Look at him. He's repairing. He's repairing. Indeed he is. It can be very complicated trying to work out what can go together and what can't, particularly as they grow as well. I found that what works well with these tanks is to have smaller tanks like this, so that you can grow fish from babbies to be larger, and then when they get, because some fish do get really, really big, you can then release them all adult size into larger tanks and not worry about it. I have found that growing them separately like that often works quite well. As a little tip of something that I've learnt while playing Megaquarium. Should we find out what's going on with these fish? So we've got 3 tanks here with 3 fish that are all dying. So let's take a look here. So we've got 4 fish together and they're not happy. Right, they've not been fed in a while. Right, so who's ever feeding the fish in this area isn't really getting around to doing it. So we've identified the problem. Now we need to try and fix it. Now, see, I don't know why it's gone into this view and I can't get it out of this view. I actually can't get out of this view and I don't know why it's gone into it. Do you see what I mean? It's very, I don't know, there are things that annoy me about this game. So this is zone 2. Okay, zone 2. Let's come out of that zone again. There we go. So we have, in zone 2, we have a fixer and we have a feeder. So where is Quinn exactly? Quinn is struggling to feed all these fish. He has level 5 skills as well. Makes you wonder what he's been up to, doesn't it? What have you been doing, Quinn? Eh? What have you been doing? All your fish are starving. I mean, you don't even have any fish in these 2 tanks. What's going on? Why haven't you fed them for 3 days? This is an outrage. This is an outrage. Can we hire a feeder? Shall we hire Sven? Sven, who's just come in through the door. Sven, we'd like to assign you to here, which is zone 2. There we go. Sven's now in zone 2, so he might actually help. So here we go. Can we see? No. Yeah, there we go. Wow. That was an outrage. What's that mean? Empty. Will refill tomorrow morning. Build additional food boxes if you still have hungry fish. There we go. And now the new day has come. These fish are still starving. Unbelievable. Yes, so there are some really great aspects of this game, but I feel like it's not quite there yet. So yes, Megaquarium. It's got some really wonderful aspects. If you do enjoy keeping fish, aquatic life and aquariums, and if you are a fish keeper, then there's definitely, or even aspects of a puzzle game, I suppose, in trying to find a way of getting the fish to live together without them all eating each other and whatnot, you know. There's definitely a puzzle aspect in there. Then, you know, if you enjoy these sorts of things, probably worth picking this game up in a sale, I would say. But for me personally, I find the UI not the best. And there are some little niggly things about it that I'm not quite sure about. But I did play a lot of the campaign, and I have had quite a bit of fun with this game. So Megaquarium, everybody. Look after some fish. It's actually much more difficult than you might think. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you did, please hit that like button. As long as you are here, why not take your first step on the path to total coolness by supporting me via Patreon. The cooler you are, the harder I work, which means even more shizwa.